So good morning, good morning, good morning. I think this lesson is on right now. So yeah, um, this is Ishe Button Day, Work Drop Day. Happy Sabbath, and welcome to this Sabbath lesson. Uh, I wouldn't want to take much of your time. So it's a series that I have missed a week now. I've not come to you. I feel sometime you know now how it is. So I'll be reading from Genesis 1, verse 6 in the ancient Yoruba language that is called Paleo Hebrew, Abaore Hebrew, Abaore is Hebrew. These people who drop, who live on, almost most of their times they've not been having any place of their own. The Abaores, the Hebrews. So one thing about language is that language, no matter how we want to see it, it's got to be something that can that people can actually relate to, maybe in terms of speaking it, and it got to be community. It's language must be communal. There's no language. Good morning, everybody. There's no language that you speak on your own. You know. So the same thing. If a language like this is being there, and then now it's very important. I mean, a language as important as Paleo Hebrew. This is according to me, and according to life, and according to existence. This, according to common sense and uncommon sense, this is the language of God. And if this language is language of God with every proof and certainty, this is still the language that will exist forever. We know God's people have been thrown out of their land, and they've never enjoyed their God. That's more or less, they've been always under from one captivity to another. So there's tendency that this language is been, yeah, it's gone through a lot. It's gone through a lot of changes, additional, whatever. But God is so good that we can say that this language is the language of the Yoruba people right now. I'm a Yoruba man, okay? And the first time I had uh, the word Torah was about 9, 10 years thereabout. My grandmother said Torah, that was the book that our own grandparents and that their community used while they were traveling from all the way from Canaan to Africa. She even showed me, but I saw these letters, and I couldn't read them. But when I saw these Yorubas, I could read some. I remember I could read probably some. Then when I come to like the Yorubas that we don't normally use today, then I got confused. Okay, and we just left it. So then with the advent of internet, I heard about it. Then I said, okay, this is it. I have to start checking it out. And glory be to the Most High is making me understand what I can understand about it, not everything, because this is bread. There is a big, big, big thing. It's very, very wide, you know. So let's dive into this first Genesis 1, verse 6. So we take it like, uh, like that, we read the passage, and then we see what we can find. But just to, oh, sorry, I'm hanging this on this. So just to refresh your memory, anyone that has been following this, or you know, uh, I would like to just bring it back to, if you can see this this pictographies. So these are the words, the pictures that these our forefathers, the ancient Abaores, Hebrews, ancient Abaores, ancient Isherialas, okay, were using, okay, and these are, this is Iwo, like a Y, but is Iwo, it's a peg kind of is Iwo, and this is Y, this is Oyo, Oyode, this is the name of the Lord, this is Oyo Iwa, this is Y here, okay, and this man is In. This is someone praising God, and this is H in. Okay, it symbolizes in like H, somewhere there. And this is Y again. This in Omi A in me. This is water, the waves of water. And this letter M is self-evident. You can say again M because they take it, like the wave of the waters, how water move. So this, is describing water, and is M. So this is B, this is Iba B. Iba Eyiti, B. This is like a tent. So is a, you come through to tent like this, and this is at a B. We're gonna think about it in the modern, you know, alphabet. And this is D-leti, this is D-leti to cover the ears, to cover the entrance. This is D, and this is Y again. This is Lomodi. Lomodi look like a J, but it's a J the other way, or how do you say, it's like an umbrella, something like an umbrella. But this is Lomodi, to twist the other way, to twist around the other way. This for the shepherd, and they yeah, you can see the explanation there. They use it, to defend, and to use it to correct the shapes. So you are learning Yoruba at the same time, because uh, uh, I will be saying them in Yoruba, what they mean, in Yoruba. So everyone know now that the Israelites were black people, right? So if Israelites were black people and they've been taken to slavery, and the last slavery they've been to, the very official one, the transatlantic slavery and the Arab slavery, they actually are fulfilling the prophecies of the Bible as the Israelites. So where they're coming from, there must be language that reflects what they have already, what their forefathers were speaking in time before the now are Americans or Brazilians or Nicaraguans or Cubans or Haitians and stuff like that. And this is very, very, very important for us to know that if a language as heavy and as important as the Palo Hebrew doesn't have a nation in Africa speaking it right now, or that can decipher it and write it down the way we're writing it down and saying what we're saying, then that you know, it's not it's not concrete evidence, okay? So, but this is concrete evidence because this is Yoruba language, and this is B again, Y again, and N. Okay, this is like the potence to make a seed. This is like a sperm, or like when you grow a seed, it's coming out. That is N. Okay, M again, and so on and so forth. Let's look for the ones that we are not very, very familiar with. Let's see with you know, yeah, we see Aleifa here. This is the beginning of the alphabet. This is A, and this is Orise, Orilorise. This is the top of the, top of the spread, or, something to be able to see, from kind of the top or something, and in and all that, And this is going, this is going to tight very, very, very well, going, you know. So that is when something is. I know, sorry, it's not going. This is not going. We've not come to going. Sorry, this is all. This is all. This is okay. Where is it? Okay, this is kokpo. Okay, kokpo to pack together. Sorry, this guy like a center circle when you're playing football. The center circle where you pass the ball. Now, this is you know Kokpo to pack together. And this is Oyo. This is true, something that you see through, something that allows you to see through a hole, you know, a hole, okay, a hole. And this is B again. Ibayiti symbolizes a tent, They use tents in those days. So you're coming through the tent and you have the main entrance, and this is it hour, a target, like a cross, a target. The hunters, they use this as a target to train. They have to shoot right in the middle or shoot to the right or shoot, like it's like a man also, it's like a target, you know. And this is kokpo, to pack to fold together, to fold together, kakpo, kakpo, ikakpo, okay, KH, okay, KH, to kakpo, you know. Eh, sorry guys. So that is kakpo, and then we have after Kakpo, we have who again? New guys. So not the new year. Aleifa Ilomodi in or your day Yemi in again. And all that. So we're familiar. So one of these days I will come around by God's grace and run down the alphabet, just the alphabet. Now let's go to the main body, what these guys are actually symbolizes. So we see the when you write out their corresponding consonants, when you bring them down, to what they really stand for in alphabetical order, not pictography now. So now we're gonna read it in what they actually were written by Moses, in the ancient Abari language, the ancient Hebrew, aka Paleo Hebrew, aka Yoruba language. Okay, Yoruba language. You see the signs now. You see the signs. This sign is very unique, very very unique signs. I know other people also have signs. But these are actually you can use these signs as music. Also, if you think about music in Yoruba, and these signs are still in use in Yoruba language today. And many Yorubas don't know what the signs are, and it's divided only in three. You have the mi, do, re, mi. You have do, re, mi. It's just do, re, mi. Like when you say do, re, mi, re, do, re, mi, re, do. No fa, no so, no la, no ti, no do. No do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. No, it's just do, re, mi. Now let's see this. Elu. This is Elu. So you only put the signs these signs, one is coming from the bottom left to the right top, to the top right, and that is me sign. Like this guy on this U now. This is a me sign. And then one is coming from the top right. You see this guy on, let me see where it's clear. This guy on the I here. This one on the I here. This one on the I here. Let me make it big. Okay. Let's make it big a little bit. So you see the I here. This I here, yeah, this one is do. When it's coming like this, you see my pen. When it's standing like this, that is do. But when it's standing like this, that is me. But before they used to have a V shape, like this to represent the re. But they decided that if you have it like that, you might be, putting too many stuff, So they decided, okay, let us leave the me and the do. So the ray won't have anything, So the ray actually, there should be a ray on the elu, re mi, So if you look like elu, that sound, the sign on that syllable is re mi. So it should be V on this E because you only put it on the vowels. Okay, you don't put it on consonants. Okay, so it should be on the E. But as we don't use the V anymore, so like to make for re, so you just let it go. You don't put anything, but there should be a re there. Re mi elu. So you see the mi here. Elu ayemo re mi mi. Now you see this re. There's nothing me, and then there should be re here also. There's nothing me. So re mi a sign, re mi a sign, re mi a sign here on me again. Re mi me at the end. More me. Okay. So it's a little bit. It's very very easy once you know it. You can even make songs for to know them better. You just make songs like do re mi re e mi Iwo na 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 na. Just make things up like America re mi mi do. London, Mido, America, Remi Mido, Yoruba, Redomi, Atọ́ ìwà èrè, that is Torah, Atọ́ ìwà èrè, Remi Dodo, Atọ́ ìwà èrè, Remi Dodododo. Okay, remindo do do do. Okay, so Yoruba is very very complex, and this is also why you see this miracle in these letters, in these letterings. Okay, these are powerful and very very deep connected alphabet and language. This is the language of God. I saw somebody say the language before Paleo Hebrew. There's no language before Paleo Hebrew. This is the language of creation. This was what the Lord used to create the world. Okay, and that's what we're reading now. What he said when he was making the world as dictated to prophet Moses. Okay, so Elu Ayemo. So what I will first do, I will just read it through. As I'm reading it, I'll be reading the English. I'll be saying the English, what the English means. So you can have a little bit, then we read it separately. So we see Elu Ayemo is Elohim, right? Elu Ayemo, that is the Lord that life is attributed to. Elohim, Elu Ayemo, Lord that life is attributed to. Okay. And then we, Eyi, so we is to say, Eyi said this. Amo oro. Oro is a word, okay? Amo oro. Amo oro. That is, he said this in words, okay? Elohim said this in words. Eluayemo said this, you see now, Eluayemo said this in what? He said it in words, okay? He said it, now he's reasoning, he's saying something, okay? He's telling what should be, okay? So now let's see what he said in words now. He said, Yo, yo. Okay, now yo is to come out or to, but now it's saying something in words, it's commanding something out. It say appear forth, your ayo, appear forth. Okay, ọ̀run ìkọ́ ayé ọ. So the Yorubas, when you come ọ, you know, ọ̀run is the sky. Okay, ọ̀run ìkọ́, that is hanging. Oko, oko ayé, ayé is the word. Okay, ọ̀run, the heaven that is hanging. So he's talking about the firmament, you know, he's talking about the atmosphere, he's talking about the firmament, he's talking about hanging, he's talking about the sky. Ọ̀run ìkọ́ ayé hàn. Okay, ọ̀run, the firmament, okay, bó ti wà ká, okay, bó ti wà ká, bó ti wà ká, ká, as it is, okay, bó ti wà ká, as it appeared, èyí omi, èyí mi, as it is, you know, as it is, that shake and never stop shaking, okay, bó ti wà, as it surround the botiwaka, as it surround the water. Okay, so he said the firmament is surround. Botiwaka now means that surrounding. Okay, ka, around. Okay, botiwaka, as it surround the omi. Eye means water. Wo eyi oyo. Look, this appear. Oma bada ala. Okay, Oma bada ala. That means like it will create. Okay, it will create like a boundary. Aye, Allah. Aye is a space. Omabada is going to help him create a space. Okay. The water that we see now is going to help him create a space to that water that's, you know, by a yini to another water. So it's like he's telling us that, you know, the water that is hanging off the firmament, okay, uh, and the water under, you know, they make a space, and then you know, like, you know, that is a division, like, you know, a kind of, you know, making a kind of how do you say it, a kind of how would I explain that? You have the water above and the water beneath. Okay, so they're making a space for the waters, you know, to be how do you say, separated, or kind of, you know. So let's see. Let me see. Because okay. Mm, uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Ah. Okay. But at the same time, let's, yes. You know what I also want you to doing this case also is to come to the definition, to the uh, modern equivalent of what the ancient Yoruba actually is saying, to have a, a kind of uh, understanding, basic understanding, because that will help us to see exactly what was happening in the, in the real context, like if it's like in the modern uh, language. Okay, so in that one that I say "Elu aye wi eyi," so he said, all the Lord said, okay, Ọlọ́run sì wí pé, that this is a modern Yoruba now. Ọlọ́run, now you look to Ọlọ́run for Ọlọ́run, the one that owns heaven. Okay, Olú ọ̀run, ọ̀run, you remember this ọ̀run now. Ọ̀run, ìkọ́ ayé mọ́, the sky, the heaven, you use it for the top. Ọ̀run, the sky. Ọ̀run àsáyà ni, Mount Zion, the mount. You can use it as mountain, you can use it as sky, you can use it as all heaven. It's that place that is high. Now, Oluorun, the Lord of heaven, said this. Okay, so we were reading that. Oh, ìwé èyí á mọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ kí òfurufú, now the firmament kó wà ní agbede, that the firmament should be in the middle. Sorry, the firmament should be in the middle of the water. Kí ó sì ya omi kúrò. Okay, now I'm getting now. So the water above, the firmament should be between two waters now. Okay, one water will be the one up. So he have a space in between. They create a space between the water down and the water that is up. So it's separating the two waters from each other. So it's separating the two waters from what? From each other. Let me see what I have here. Is that what I have? Okay, I have Genesis. Okay, yeah, it's the same thing. Okay, so yes, so that was that, you know, on Genesis 1. Okay, so I don't know how many minutes I've used now. I hope I've been able to give you something today. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you have any question, the Lord will answer you, you know. So let me know what you think about it so far. But let's make a recap though about what we just read and learn. Okay. So this is the ancient Yoruba language, and the Yorubas are using this language now, but in another way. But 80% understand, when they will understand that this is their language, they'll be crazily surprised. Okay, but glory be to the Most High. This is part of the destruction of the restoration of the people of God. Okay, and thank you to my teacher Prince J. Yeah, I keep saying it because I've learned a lot from you, brother. You're really, really blessed. Okay, so let's go through the alphabet again, and the alphabets are very, very, you know, we try to put it more in the video so that people will also be seeing it. So this is W, okay, W, Iwo. So this is like a peg. This is Oyo, this is like and Y. This is H in our fathers praise the Lord all the time. So this is not A. People say E is like when you eyeing someone, you say A to somebody. You don't hide somebody with two hands. You eye somebody. If you want to see someone, you just eye. You say, "Hi, how you doing?" with one hand. This is praising God. E H, okay, and then M waters, and then B like where you living. This is in like a tent. The entrance and stuff. And this is like a D to cover the entrance when you don't have when you have nowhere to go, when the entrance is blocked, or you have to turn around, there's no way there. And Lomodi is L, and so on and so forth. And you have N here, and you have Iyitawo, and you have Erise, Erise, the beholder, to behold, you know Erise, to behold. And this is packed together, Kokpo, Kokpo, packed together. And this is Oyo, to see through, something that allow you to see through. It looks like like an eye, but we will get into that. Our forefathers actually also, the private part of ladies can be called with this, when they want to write about it. So, and this is a tower. This is like a cross is T. Okay, that is a tower. It's a target, a tower, a tower, a tower. You shoot to target this. Okay, maybe when they go into war, they use this as the train. How they can shoot and how perfectly their shots are. You know, and this is W again. Is a peg, and this is kokpo. This is kakpo. Sorry, kakpo. KH. This is to fold together. Kakpo. The other one is kokpo. Okay. And this is imi. This is water again, M, and so on. And this is aleifa. Okay. So, guys, and that's it. So, and we make a recap by reading again one more time the holy language. Elu aye mo wi eyi amoro. Yo a yo ọ̀run ìkọ́ ayé ọ́ bó ti wà ká èyí omi ẹyẹ mi wo ìyí ó yọ ó máa bá a dá àyè àlà bá èyí ni omi omi ẹyẹ mi lé omi ẹyẹ mi. So there is a space ó máa bá a dá àlà, that means a space in between the water up and the water that is down, over the water over and the water lay is to be up, lay is over the water that is, another water over, water down. So, guys, thank you very much for coming. I've spent 26 minutes with you. I will go quickly and I'll come back quickly to you again to actually take the lesson 7, to take Genesis 1, verse 7. So the English interpretation, though, of this Genesis 1, let's see if I get, okay, let's see. Mhm. Okay, let's see. So the English is the direct English from this, so not King James English version. No. Lord life is attributed to say this out in words, appear, I hanging allowance. This I hanging. So those are the firmament as it has been around that which shakes that never shakes. So the firmament around the water, see this, that. So now he's saying, see this. Oh, sorry. So he said, see this comet and this one come now in order to create. So this one, the water up, the water down. So they create a space or boundary upon this, that which shake that never stops shaking, on that which shakes and never stops shaking. So there is a space between the water up, and that is the firmament that is between us here, and that is what we call the sky. You know, so this is so fantastic and so perfect and so straight up. And this is actually the modern Yoruba language, that we speak today. As you can see, I've read it to you. So I'll go now, I'll let this video go, then I'll come back to, I hope I can do it quickly today, to 7, to First Genesis 7. Otherwise, I think I'm going to try to do that another time. So let me read it through again for you guys coming back. You have to check it when I drop this video now. Please help share and support this work. This is the language of your forefathers to Gentiles and Israelites alike. This is the language of creation. This is the language of God. Elu ayé mọ wí èyí á mọ ọ̀rọ̀ yọ á yọ ọ̀run ìkọ́ ayé ọ́ bó ti wà ká èyí òmí èyí mì wò èyí ó yọ ó máa bá a dá àyè àlà bá èyí ni omi èyí mì lé omi èyí mì. Thank you very much, and the Most High bless your Sabbath. Happy Sabbath to you again one more time. Most High bless you. Eh, no pain. All right. Yeah. 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 Die for the life, let me say. Even God, that is fair. Give me yeah, happy Sabbath, da da da. Happy Sabbath, da da da. Happy Sabbath, happy Sabbath, da 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 da. Happy Sabbath, happy Sabbath, da da. Happy Sabbath. Okay. Oh da da da, oh da da da, oh da da da, oh da da da.